All right, now we're going to talk about the change itself. Really, the old way is becoming the new way, and I believe going forward we're going to be paid about the same amount of money. It's just going to be how we get paid is going to be different. In the past, you had a commission that was charged to the seller. And on one side, you had a listing agent, and they were, of course, paid as a listing agent. And then there was a cooperating compensation being offered to the buyer's agent, and they were paid on that side. We did that business that way for 50 years. And it worked and worked well. I believe going forward, we're going to have a very similar system. It's just going to be a little bit different. And the way that it's going to work is now we're going to have two sides to the transaction, and the buyer side and the seller side. On one hand, you're going to have a buyer's represented by an agent who's going to be compensated properly for their efforts. Basically buyer and then buyer's agent. On the other side, you're going to have the seller and the listing commission. And so there's going to be a line between the two. There's no such thing as a co-broke being offered anymore. It's going to become a negotiable item. It's worth mentioning that the commercial industry has operated very successfully this way for many, many years. And a lot of people, including me, believe this is not going to be a significant lift for you. So there's basically the business is being split down the middle. So on the one side, you have the listing commission, and that, of course, flows to the selling brokerage and agent. And on the other side, you have the buyer commission flowing through from the buyer into the buyer brokerage and agent. Now, the other part, the third part, is where we think that a lot of action is going to happen. I believe that within 6 months, everybody's going to be going ho-hum. This is no big deal. And the actual sellers, if they're, in my opinion, represented properly, will have an explanation that helps them understand that it's in their best interest to afford the buyer an opportunity to finance their fee with us on top of the sale price. So for example, if it's a $250,000 house and the fee is 2.5%, then the money will be asked for from the seller to basically provide the purchaser an opportunity. So let's say that the seller wants $250,000. It's a very simple process to put a 2.5–3% buyer agent representation fee on top of that number, and hopefully a reasonable seller will understand it. They're getting their $250,000. The buyers are simply respectfully requesting an opportunity to finance their closing costs over and above their representation fee, over and above that $250,000 number. So that, of course, is going to have to be recited and memorialized in the purchase agreement very carefully. But I don't know. If I had a seller that wasn't willing to listen to reason on that, I might decline the work, frankly, because that might be a signal to me that I have an argumentative or difficult client. I don't anticipate a lot of pushback on this as long as it's explained properly to our clients. And I hope you, again, I'm going to plead with you, if you don't have the skills or you're not comfortable with those dialogues, come to the sessions, watch the videos, take your time, figure it out, write down the objection responses, put them in your own language, role play them, whatever you need to do to get comfortable with this. But I think you're going to get significantly less pushback than a lot of agents are anticipating. Fear is a funny thing. You know, fear is your body and your mind telling you that maybe I need to do something different here. And that's a healthy thing. Fear can be a very healthy thing as long as it's addressed properly and constructively with the appropriate behaviors. We can get you through this. We can help you do that. But you got to help us help you. So please take advantage of the materials that we've developed for you. Thank you.